Fire, baby! It finally works! It finally works! Look at this! Look at this power! Stay tuned if you want to figure out how to make this. Welcome to another video. So, you guys may know about the patch on the 23rd, and it released some new weapons. One weapon right here, the Fire Elemental Handcannon. You know, I made this, and I wasn't sure how well this was going to go. I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. And, well, you saw the montage. It's pretty beastly. I really like it. I made this thing live on Twitch, and I was gobsmacked. I am not a hand cannon main, and I was getting 5-minute kills on the deeply volatile rage tail. And yeah, it's great. I love it. I absolutely adore this thing. So when it comes to weapons, the bottom path really is the only part that matters. So this is the only part I'm going to bother showing. You can see the top just comes down to the left, and you kind of do a small loop-de-loop and end up on this final weapon. These are the final skills that I chose. You could change this about. If you like volley more, you could swing around here as well and grab this volley as well. But the fact that Key-Base Fortification was there, I really like that skill. I think it's just a really comfortable skill, so I went with it. But it's not strictly necessary, so, you know, you can go for whatever. I would suggest Fire Wilt. I know there's not much information available on elemental weapons, so let me go over what I seem to have worked out to be. Fire Wilt lasts around 20-ish seconds, and it reduces the kimono's resistance to elemental damage, even if they start off as taking no damage from Fire Elemental. So it does mean you could take this against something like the Lava Back or the Ember Plume. I wouldn't suggest it. Like, you'd definitely be better off swapping out weapon at that point. But if there's kimono that are just okay against fire, having this equipped will make it as competitive as just a general raw build or something else. Definitely not as good as something specifically designed for that creature, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, I went with one-stroke critical because I happen to have a bunch of talismans that, with 30%, means with that innate 5%, and with the armor set I'll show you in a moment, I reach 100% one-stroke critical. So the moment I break something, I do a lot of damage. For the armor set, I've got Dragon Headset, Grimstalker Leggings, Golden Tempest Feet, the Cobalt Lava Back, and Ice Tusk Wayward Brigand Armor for my chest. This just gives me Pummel Booster. There's not really many choices here, so if you're not a big fan of this, you could quite easily switch this out, to be perfectly honest. So I'm not 100% sure if Pummel Booster actually works with Elemental or not. It seems to, but I could be wrong, considering it's considered Pummel Booster, but it says boost the power of pummel attacks, so is that every attack coming from a pummel weapon? I don't know. It's going to boost your DPS anyway, because you still have some pummel regardless. As for the final piece, we have the Moonshadow Arm Guards. Again, this is one that you could change out. If you are better at dodging than I am, you could change this out. However, that +4 dodge boost makes using the hand cannon really comfortable, actually. I didn't have too much trouble, even with my first time going against a deeply rage tail kimono and dodging it. Like, it made it really comfortable. Like, particularly if you're not particularly a hand cannon main and just want to mess around with this just because of the montage earlier, it works. It's pretty nice. Okay, so as for talismans, it's going to be fairly obvious here. So here you can see I've got my Flame Wielder with one-stroke critical. And this talisman is what brings me personally up to my final stats of 100% crit. I have put Infernal Blow on. I am still not convinced it's worthwhile. If I had a better flame boosting or a better Flame Wielder, I probably wouldn't bother with it. to be perfectly honest. It costs too much. The best talisman I could see dropping is a 2% fire boost with... No, sorry, a 3% fire boost with a 2% flame wielder. That is a cost of 15, and you could have 3 of them, and then, say, volley here for 3, and then a comfortable 2 cost talisman of your choice. You can see what I've got here is Final Blow, fire boost, and flame wielder 1-stroke critical, infernal blow, and the volley. The volley is just pretty nice. It just helps you get your damage out a little faster. You get to your laser a little bit quicker, and you can stack up the status a little bit quicker. As for the final talisman, if you do have the fire boost. So if I go... What am I doing? Ascending. There we go. So you can see here, there's plenty of 2 boosts ones that you could use. Do you know what I mean? And if you go into assistant hunts or hunting on your own for the hunters in Minato, you can get a bunch of different little ones that could help. Obviously, Dodge Master isn't good because that's the Broly one, but there are other ones that do come up. And they have low cost, and you can just slot that into that final slot. So fashion-wise, for those who don't have the layered armor that I do from the Deluxe Edition and want to know what it looks like, here you go. As you can see, the helmet is a bit meh. I'd probably layer that, but the rest of it actually looks okay. I wouldn't mind hunting in this gear. And as for the skills, here is the final tally. You can see key-based fortification, volley 17%, speed heat 13%, savage +3, freezing and freezing recovery, which, considering flame can be good against things that have this, could be pretty decent. Flame wielder 12%, pummel boost at 3%, final blow 8%, fog 10%, Ukemi art, which just helps when you get back up and you're taking a big hit. Dodge boost to help us dodge, obviously. Follow through, so when we get that laser off and we get the crits, it gives us a little bit of stamina back. You could live without this. It's not particularly important, honestly. Honestly, the boots from the Golden Tempest, you could probably change them as well now I think about it, but hey ho. Fire Will, Dodge Master, Fire Boost. Water Boost is just completely incidental from my Infernal Blow. Infernal Blow, yeah, it's okay. Verve 3% from the boots. As a note, Verve does not affect your final elemental damage. Just for anyone who's wondering, it only affects raw attack, which is why when it comes to food in a moment, I will show you exactly what food we use. And as you can see, there is my 1-stroke critical of 98% with Celestial Breath for just a bit of comfortability. Here is your food setup. This is what you're going to need. You're going to want smokers, 2 of them for each hunt that you are going to do that wipes out your food. You can see what I've made is smoked spicy meat. This is fairly easy to gather. The first step, pickling. All you need is enough meat to fill up your bar, and it can be any meat. It doesn't have to be anything specific, doesn't have to be dried, anything like that. In fact, if you put dried in, I've got some here, it doesn't actually change it whatsoever. And anything from full wasabi to chili pepper, anything that gives spice. And you can see health boost, fire boost, and attack boost. And you can see here, if I add and remove the dried meat, it does not make any difference. Okay? So, I'm not going to pickle this because I haven't got a full bar. However, I have the smoked meat right here. Where are you? There we are. So, we eat 2 of these, and that's going to eat us for 20, which means we have 20 leeway. I would suggest petting the monkeys in Fort Furugasu and getting monkey liquor. This means that our fire boost is going to get a little more up, we're going to get a little bit more crit boost and a bit more health boost. However, the 5% fire boost isn't horrendously powerful, so you could swap out for something else. You could have a bit of defense if you want. You could add some critical fury from golden sesame seeds. you could go whatever. Okay. I'm just going to show the base smoked meat because that's what truly matters. And you can see 976 fire elemental damage. And if you do what I did, and you eat monkey liquor, 1012 fire elemental damage. Even against creatures that don't have flame resistance, or is resistant to flame, this is still an okay weapon. It's not overpowered, it's not broken, don't get me wrong. But I like it. It holds up, it's fun to play, and setting things on fire is just a joy. And this is one of the few builds you could do that without gimping yourself in some way. So it brings utility to the fight. You've got a bit of celestial breath in order to survive a little better using your traps or whatever you wish to set up. This is setup I went with. So you can see I had bulwarks, harpoons, powders, star bombs, fireworks, chain traps, and shield walls. So I've got a bit of defense there. And star bombs are pretty good. Just because, you know, it's free damage and puts them on fire a little bit more. And by having the flame, you get a quick dash into your load screen, and you do far more. And on a side note, it looks far cooler. I know that that's not any extra damage, but it just looks cooler, okay? It goes with the theme, alright? It's a flamethrower now. So that's the build. Fairly simple. Quite expensive. Not gonna lie. It hurt my wallet. But yeah, it's very good. I actually think that farming Infernal Blow now could be useful. And I say that with the fact that Lahabak is still a pain in the ass to farm. He's still quite hard to beat. And even then, it's not going to give you that much of a boost where it's really worthwhile. You can see the talismans I have. They are not good talismans. These are the kind of talismans you're going to get through your playthrough. They are perfectly adequate. And they very much do the job. Okay? I think the latest talisman from the ones I got is the Infernal Blow one, which I don't think is really that good. And the one-stroke Flame Wielder, which come from Grimstalker, which I'm sure a lot of you is farming like hell right now anyway. So it's like, you're gonna get them. You're gonna get these talismans. You probably won't need to farm. If you do want to boost this to the absolute limits, such as with Blade to Bar, as I showed before, Lahabak and Grimstalker are going to be the ones you wish to hunt. If you wish to do that. However, you saw my gameplay. I took it live from Twitch, simply because that was my first time using this build. There was no gimmicks, it was not me. I knew how this worked. I thought it was far more than enough to demonstrate what this thing did. And it's fun. Oh, it's fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I will see you next time. I've got a more traditional build coming out, a crit-based build. I will do that in a few more days. I think most of you are probably going to be aware of how that is going to be built. It's not too hard, but just to get the nuances over, why not? I will do a video on that too. I'll see you all soon. I'll see you live on Twitch if you wish to join me at 6 PM till 9 PM on UK time. Because I am a British goblin, obviously. And yeah. See you all soon. Bye.